One thing that I love about our Valorant team that has been consistent even since 2021 is their coachability. They always attack Valorant, whether it's the classroom, whether it's their personal lives, with an improvement mindset, right? How can I get better? What can I do to change things? What can I do to improve things? And not only do they take the direction, but they very often ask for direction, whether it's a new player, whether it's an old player. Something that has always impressed me is the Valorant team's ability to be coached.
Look at like professionals, watching them play on the big stages is how I kind of, got better. I started watching like VCT beginning of 2023, and that's when I really got addicted to it and just always kept watching it.
Focusing on what you're not doing good on and what you are, and kind of just make your game play your own with that. If you notice you're not good at this, but you're really good at the other thing, focus more on that.
I feel like if you just keep on grinding and looking to improve, you can get there no matter what, and that goes with everything, not just esports. That can go with a lot of stuff. So
it's kind of hard to get your foot in the door, meet new people or to see who's on what team, what players play where. But then once you're in the door and you start meeting people, getting different opportunities through gaming it's out there.
If you're just grinding hours and hours and hours, because that's what it takes to get good at a game, and you don't even like the game, then that's an easy way to burn out. So easy. And so make sure to enjoy the game first.
In traditional sports, a lot of it is if you play baseball, let's say, you're swinging the bat hundreds of times a day, throwing the ball, and you just keep on practicing your throws and hitting. And the same thing comes to esports, with how much practice goes into it.
Something that I think a lot of folks wouldn't expect seeing our Valorant guys is that they're normal.
They're all relatively new. I think 2 of the players have been playing for the team for 2 years, while everyone else is completely new. So a majority of the team just started, so I think that's a really new perspective that it brings to the team. It's very fresh, they're eager to learn, they love putting in the work, the drive, the motivation to see. It's very refreshing.
I think a lot of folks get this idea about esports athletes or Valorant players or college kids playing video games on a scholarship in that they're just a bunch of dorks or just a bunch of nerds. And I would say that none of our guys fit that mold. They're all into clothes, they're all into content, they're all into sports, they're all into a lot of things outside of video games and especially esports. So I would say the biggest thing that would surprise a lot of folks is just how normal our team is and can be.
It's just like every other sport, honestly. Back in the day, I used to play soccer a lot, and we would always have a team competitiveness, where you're always talking to each other and just a team environment. And it's the same thing here. A lot of people might not see that because it's just video games or whatever, but it has the same concept, and it still has the same competitive integrity no matter what the level you're at.
It's more of a real sport than you think, because we have practices, we scrimmage other teams, we play every week. We have tournaments like Cactus League that have qualifiers for Texas, so we can travel all across the country. So it's way more real than people would think.
At the end of the day, we are just friends having fun playing games, and I guess with the team dynamic, we work together, we work hard to be on this team and to represent GCU in such a good way.
My favorite map right now is probably Fracture, because I get to play Breach and I get to just stun across the map. It's a great time.
I guess I really like Sunset because there's a pupuseria in it, and that's El Salvador, some representation, kind of nice.
Personally, Fracture and Haven, and thankfully that's our best 2 maps that we have.
Probably Fracture, just because we get really active on it and we like to do a lot on the map, so I just like playing it, plus I'm on the Rays, so it's just one of my favorite picks.
I'd say my favorite map right now is Lotus, because I could just jump around on Rays and have a lot of fun.
Well, I like Pearl a lot, but that's our instant ban map, so it doesn't even matter.
Get rid of Abyss, please. It's so bad.
In 2021, we were about this close to having an internal team mutiny with our Valorant folks, but we've come a long way, and I would say one of the big turning points for the team was in Boise, Idaho, when the Rocket League team and the Valorant team competed. Because I remember at the time having a bunch of young athletes, having a newly scholarship team that didn't exactly know who they were, they didn't exactly know what their goals might be. They knew they wanted to win, but they had never been to a lot of the places that we were trying to go, and they had never traveled to a place like Boise, Idaho for a LAN. And not only did we get to travel with another team to compete, but we also played extremely well at somebody else's house on a stage. And so I would say the big turning point for our Valorant team was competing with our Rocket League team at a LAN against one of the best programs in the country. One of the players I would say has naturally stepped into a leadership role is one of our Valorant guys, Joe. Last year, he joined as a freshman, and I would say it was kind of on the outside of the core group that we had, but being a former quarterback in high school, I noticed very early on that Joe's just a natural-born leader, and given opportunities to lead a team or to drive the team in a certain direction, he'll take every opportunity to do so. So far this year, the Valorant team has fallen slightly short of their own expectations, right? By this point last year, we were either in first or second in some of the qualifying events and just falling one match short or one game short or one series short. And this year we're kind of back to where we were a year or two ago, where we're struggling to make it out of groups. I think going into the spring semester, the team is focused on the Western Cactus League, qualifying for May Madness, and making sure that everybody knows that, again, GCU Esports Valorant is here to stay. One thing that makes the Valorant team unique is their resilience. They've had a lot of really high highs, a lot of really low lows, and despite all of the places that they've been, despite all of the promises that they've made, and some they've delivered on and some that they haven't, it seems that they're always able to stay steadfast on the path to winning. And so one thing that I'm always impressed with, and I think the world should be impressed with, is our team's ability to be resilient. When we added Valorant as a scholarship roster, I think it reignited the passion for winning that this program was missing. Before we got here, being Valorant, Rocket League, and myself, it was kind of, let's have teams and let's compete at somewhat of a high level, but if we don't win, that's okay. I think that Valorant brought in hey, we're here to win, and if we don't win, we're doing the wrong thing. So I think Valorant and Rocket League both reignited the passion for winning in GCU Esports. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment, or share this video with a friend. And if you like what you see, you don't have to thank me. You can thank our wonderful videographer behind the screen, Megan, and our beautiful editor, Jacob. He's probably gonna leave an explosion or do something cool on the screen or something like that. But otherwise, you can catch us back here for monthly documentary releases. This has been Passage to Perfection and GCU Esports. Thanks for watching.